Good morning, Idaho, and welcome to a brand new week. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith at the National Weather Service in Pocatello with your Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing for Monday, November 29th. Really low impact weather for just about all of you expected across the region here this week. Southeast Idaho will continue to reside on the northern edge of a ridge of high pressure pretty much the entire week long. No large-scale changes expected in the pattern. This is generally going to keep the active storm track mostly just north of our forecast area. So as far as periods of wind, periods of some precipitation potential go, really got to head north out of our forecast area to pick up on much of that. And we'll be brushing across our northern mountains with a few of these systems. But again, generally low impact weather expected. First one of those little shortwave troughs coming through, again, mostly to our north, may bring a few light or nuisance rain and snow shower activity here as we get into this afternoon and at least the first part of tonight. Generally looking for this north of Stanley and maybe up across some of the mountains like the Centennials and the Tetons around the Island Park area. But south of that, dry as the impacts of this system remain north of our area. Continue to see some nice temperatures here over the next day or two. Maybe some patchy fog in a few spots Tuesday morning, particularly in the Snake Plain into the upper Snake Highlands. A little bit more moisture kind of left behind as that first system comes through this evening, again, mostly north. Breezy at times this week as well in some of the highest elevations, but we're not looking for any impactful wind down into our lower elevation areas or population centers this week. And this tells it all as we break things down in our weather risk outlook here by day and by geographic area. Just really quiet week out there over the next 5 days. Maybe, again, a little patchy morning fog potential here as you get into the Snake Plain, particularly the Arco Desert, maybe close to Idaho Falls Tuesday morning. Also, Northeast Highlands up into Fremont County may be a candidate for some of that activity as well, but for most of the rest of the region, continued quiet. Right now, no significant weather concerns Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. It really may be next weekend before we see our first shot at a little more organized precipitation or wind across our Southeast Idaho forecast area. No watches, warnings, or advisories in effect under this pattern here in our local area. Some air stagnation advisories in effect for those who may be traveling to the west out into portions of the Treasure Valley and toward Boise. But again, quiet outside of that. Kind of a neat satellite image this morning up here across the Pacific Northwest. You can kind of envision that area of high pressure set up here across the western states, and then that more active storm track riding west to east over the top of that ridge in this corridor here where you can see some higher level clouds streaming across portions of Oregon, Washington, the panhandle of Idaho, just lightly dusting us at times here with a little bit of very high level cloud cover. Still expecting plenty of sunshine to break through this activity today and every day moving forward, but kind of illustrates the pattern that we're in and the location of that more active storm track just to our north, right on our doorstep there. Low temperatures this morning should be within a few degrees of what you see here. Pretty chilly, so bundle up as you head out for work or recreation. Readings close to freezing here down across the southern highlands into the eastern Magic Valley and Pocatello area. A little warmer in town right now, actually running a few degrees warmer than this in town, but a little bit cooler out here at the airport where looking over to the side here, I believe we're still at about 26 degrees here at the airport. Cooler readings into the low 20s, even some upper teens as you get out over the Arco Desert and then up into the upper Snake Highlands as you head out this morning. Again, a little bit gusty today at the higher elevations, so this is a look particularly this afternoon at some of the readings we're expected. We'll see some gusts over 30 miles an hour up at those peaks and ridge lines, some of those mountain locales, but really, again, this is gusts. This is not sustained. This is peak wind gusts, and we're just not seeing anything impactful down at the lower elevations here as far as difficult driving for high profile vehicles, blowing dust concerns, any of the things that we look for this time of year here in our forecast area. Just not seeing those readings quite high enough here down in the lower elevations. Snowfall amounts pretty much non-existent here. Again, if we do see some precipitation, we're looking for really light nuisance, low impact rain and snow showers, particularly north of Stanley, north of Chalice this afternoon into the first part of tonight. Generally an inch or less of accumulation. May see some accumulation in the mountains here, right along the divide, just north of Island Park, the Centennials, into the Grand Tetons as well. But even here, maybe an inch or two in the heaviest activity, and that's going to be up high above pass level. Otherwise, no concerns across the rest of the area. High temperatures today here on the left, tomorrow, Tuesday, shown here on the right. Beautiful conditions for this time of year. Yesterday, my neighbor made a comment, man, it feels like spring out there, and he's not wrong. Taking a look at these readings, mid-50s once again expected today here down across the eastern Magic Valley, close to 60 down in Oakley, 56 for Pocatello. Of course, a little bit cooler as you head up into the Upper Snake Highland region, and Island Park, often one of our cooler locations during the afternoon. Checking in with a high of about 40, but even 50-degree readings up in Stanley, Chalice, and Salmon today. We may lose a couple degrees here as we go into Tuesday, again shown over here on the right, but still temperatures running above normal for this time of year, with highs topping out generally in the 40s to low 50s across the region. Wednesday and Thursday holding fairly steady, again 40s and low 50s expected, lots of sunshine, low impact weather, no precipitation or significant wind expected as we head into the mid and latter parts of the week across the region. And that's the summary. Again, really short briefing this morning compared to what we often do, but just not a lot of high-impact weather here for the next few days. Again, we're really looking ahead to next weekend at our first possible shot of switching the pattern up just a little bit, maybe bringing some more organized precipitation into the region. If you have any questions, comments, concerns for us, as always, please reach out via email, via phone, via Facebook and Twitter. We are here 24/7 monitoring all of these avenues, and everyone have an outstanding week and an excellent Monday.